Hey guys, I'm still up in Bucks County and I'm at my friend Drew and Teresa's house. And two things I want to go over while we're here. One, everybody gives me a hard time because they say sometimes a barn find I find in a barn, I find in a garage or anything else. And two, there's something really cool in the woods right there. It's the Chamonix Creek. And when I was a kid, this creek, if you followed it for like another 10 miles or so, it would go down past behind my house. But Drew found something really cool here, and we're going to take a walk down because this farm, he's off. This farm has been around since what, the 1600s, 1700s?
Yeah, 250 years old.
250 years old, this farm. And so we're going to head down here. We're just going to walk down here for a bit. Let's see. And this is the Neshaminy Creek. Now, they're in a drought right now, so that's why you can't see any waters or anything. But when we get down here, there's a little bit of water. And since this is really an old farm, we'll go down here. Drew was nice enough to cut this tree down for us so we can walk through here. Actually, that fell, but he mowed a path so we don't get ticks and Lyme disease. And if you guys remember when we were at April's property in Florida, all the ticks we saw. So if we go down here, and then the first one, we're gonna go down this way. So this was, I think I'm gonna say, and Drew's behind me, he don't wanna be on camera, and that's okay. So what was this, like this like a couple years ago, right? Like, you found this
3 years ago, started coming out.
So this is the creek area right here, and so the farm's over here, and this is all creek, and you can see all the shale rock and everything. And this was pretty cool because when they get flooding, this whole creek we would be in like deep water right now after big rainstorms. And if you look right here, check out, this ain't a barn find, this is like a land find. We gotta watch out for snakes and stuff. Ugh. So check this out. So this is like the wall, like the bank, and this is a car frame or a truck frame. So welcome to another episode of Junkyards and Barn Finds with Sean, and I'm Sean. And if we, I know, so look at these tires, white walls. It was a blue rim on this, and look how thin the tires are. So somebody was using this truck, and we'll see if we can find some identifying marks on it. There, it's upside down because there's the body.
Yeah, it is.
That's a seat. So there's the body. It doesn't have an engine, but maybe one, if you guys, I'm going to say, what do you think? It's got to be probably, I wouldn't say 60s. It's probably 50s, right? Maybe way even before then. So we see the chrome.
50s, 60s is about right. So Teresa thinks.
We got the chrome here, and so you guys, actually, if we're looking at, let's look at the suspension for a minute from like a technical, from you guys who build cars. So here is the front. The engine's missing, but I bet you some of you guys could tell me so it had drum brakes, because there's one of the brakes there. I would bet you one of you guys knows just by looking at where the springs are and the cross member and this suspension. I'll bet somebody here could tell me exactly what this is. There's a suspension. Here's a torsion bar, right? So that's the torsion or steer, that's the torsion bar up front. And if we look underneath, it's got a tunnel. Obviously you could tell this has been rusted over and over. I don't think that's coming out. But this car is upside down. It's got a seat there. So it might even be something like maybe a 1930s that had a wooden body on it. And that's why you could see the cloth. Is this cloth? What is this, vinyl? It looks like vinyl. So it looks like a vinyl seat. But anyway, so this was the first one, and he told me about a couple years ago, and we didn't film it because when I came up, I think there was a lot of water here. So if anybody knows what that is, just by looking at the front suspension, and I will bet you somebody watching this channel could tell exactly what that is from the front suspension. So now we're gonna walk up because they had flooding here, what, about 8 months ago, a year ago? The hurricane that hit up north here, and another car revealed itself. So we're gonna go that one. Whoa. When I was a kid, I used to go through here and we would catch crayfish under a lot of the rocks, but then every now and again you'd find a cottonmouth under one of the rocks, so it kind of made it like a Russian roulette. All right, so then here is another one. So there is the leaf spring from the suspension. So this, ow, shit.
Yeah,
Some prickers in here.
there's the bumper.
So there's the front of this one. And here's leaf spring. And there's a wheel, 5-bolt pattern. And this one is probably going to end up at some point when they get a next hurricane or something. This will probably come out too. But there's a kind of a lot of cool surprises when you're on these old farms up here in Pennsylvania. Because there's, what is this? Oh, that's a rock. Is that rock? Oh yeah, okay. But a lot of farmers, they would use this stuff to, you know, build fences or whatever. So that's just pretty cool that those are here. And I thought maybe it's a fun video for those of you guys who like to try to figure stuff out, to see who could figure that out. So if you know what that first one was, I don't think the second one we can tell just by leaf spring, but if you know what the first one was, put down your guesses. I honestly I'd give something away, but I couldn't tell you what the answer is. But I'm curious, for a lot of you guys that deal with the older cars, if you know what that was. Now, the second part of this video, what I want to do is, you guys always accuse me of, not always, but a lot of times you'll say, oh, that was in a garage, or that was in a field, it's not a real barn find. So I am now on a 250 acre or 250 year old farm, and this farm has a garage. That's a garage. If I find something in that garage that's old, I'm going to call it a barn find. If we go up here, that is a storage container. If I find something in that storage container, or something like that storage container, it's a barn find. Stop telling me it's not barn finds. And if you find something in these big, giant, I call them pole barns. Is that what they're called? What are these? Pole barns, right? Pretty much. Mm-hmm. So that's a pole barn. If we find them in pole barns, it's a barn find. And then of course, or when you have a, this is probably the original barn, right? One of them?
It is.
So, or if you have a 250-year-old barn and you found something in there, that's a barn find. So stop giving me crap after 500 videos of whether it's found in a barn, a garage, or a shed, or a storage unit. If it's cool and it's old, it's a barn find. All right, well, just wanted to clear that up. And if you have any comments, concerns, questions, let me know. Have a good day. April, should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.
says merchandise store right here, merchandise store link, you will see it says https:/junkyards-barn-finds with, and you click on that and it's going to take you here.